All right, good afternoon, everybody. Hello, and welcome to the Mental Fitness is the New Physical Health short clips. I'm Jeffrey Berger, founder of Abundance and Optimum Wellness, where I truly believe everybody should be living a life in abundance of optimum wellness physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and financially for those that choose. Before introducing my special guest today, I'd like to also share that I'm a certified health and integrative wellness coach, and I am also a certified holistic mental wellness coach. On top of that, I'm also aligned with the first and only holistic mental wellness company that actually focuses on the microbiome, which is the gut, brain, heart axis health. And it is a science that's really disrupting the health and wellness industry today, which has a platform of programs and protocols that are science-backed, clinically trialed, and plant-based, also award-winning. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome my special guest, Michael Lebowski, who resides in upstate New York, which is actually between the Hudson River and Connecticut borders, because I had to look that up, just north of the Big Old Apple. And he's the proud dad of 2 sons, and he is married to Corrie Beth, and both of them are franchise owners of Pure Physique. They're high performing, they actually help high performers accelerate muscle and strength with a 30-minute workout and intermittent fasting, which is fascinating to me. And they also are fitness hackers. They're mental fitness warriors. Along with me being a holistic wellness gladiator, we're on the warpath here, and they are very mission-driven souls. And I also want to add, they've been featured on, television series or stations CBS and Fox and News, and also Muscle and Fitness Magazine and Entrepreneur Magazine, among other, publications. So welcome, Michael, and thank you for taking time from your busy schedule to chat with me for a few minutes today.
Yeah, happy to be here with you, Jeffrey.
Thanks so much. So let's just jump into the questions here. So what made you choose your career as a high performer fitness trainer?
I like to say that the Incredible Hulk made me do it. So
I love it.
And the reason why I say that is because I personally had a fascination that goes all the way back to being 7 years old. This fascination with muscle. It's one of those things where I cannot explain why. I was drawn to characters like the Incredible Hulk and Superman, and these guys who displayed muscles and great, feats of strength. And
Awesome.
As I grew older, though, my fascination shifted from just the muscle and the strength to how do you develop that type of muscle and strength? And that ultimately led me to become a fitness professional, coming off the heels of college with a degree in physical education, had no desire whatsoever to be a gym teacher, not like any of the ones that I grew up with.
Right.
And so that in mind, I loved the gym. I loved being in the gym. That was just my environment. That was my place. And so I just knew that I wanted to do something in that realm, which led me first and foremost to become a personal trainer.
That's incredible. And it definitely shows in what you do. I've seen a lot of your videos, and Corrie Beth, you're so passionate about sharing the information, which is really so important to all of us in regards to physical and mental wellness. So now that you've been doing this for several years, and you've actually opened several Pure Physique franchises. And by the way, congratulations on that amazing accomplishment. It's truly a feat by doing that and having that as your brand. What were some of the roadblocks that you found as business owners that you were trying to work out with your clients, and it was just like, it was like a tug of war of trying to get them to the next level? What were some of those roadblocks that you both experienced?
Yeah, so for us, the easy part was always getting people stronger, helping them to develop more strength, getting them on a routine. You sort of made mention to it. Our training program has been built around this time efficient fitness model in which we only do 30-minute workouts. We ourselves 30-minute workouts 2 to 3 times a week. I've been doing that for the past 22 years, and not going to stop anytime soon because it's really a very easy program to get into and to sustain. And that's what we're all looking for, right? We want sustainable fitness. But the one challenge that we kept running into time and time again is that getting people strong, getting them to feel better, that was the easy part. Many times the bigger struggles were around their fat loss. It was around things that maybe we don't typically think is like the sexy items that people come to you looking for help for, which is sleep and stress, mental resilience, those sort of things. So we saw that there was a gap, and we needed to fill that gap. I mean, first and foremost, we needed to do something about their nutrition and help them to see more success, because at the end of the day, with a name like Pure Physique, people are coming to you because they want to see this change in their body. They want to see their physical structure look different. They want that sexy before and after photo, right? And with that in mind, we knew that we had to start putting greater emphasis there. But what was interesting was that in opening up that box, all of a sudden it opened up several others that we really weren't considering at the time. Namely, how much the mental component plays into the nutritional component.
Right.
And vice versa. And then recognizing that, hey, this person's doing great with following their nutrition plan. They're checking all the boxes, so to speak, and yet they're still struggling. They're stuck. And why is that? Then all of a sudden you begin examining their lifestyle, and you start to see that they don't sleep very well, that they're under a tremendous amount of stress. And then those two things clash with one another. And now they have this nasty cortisol dump, which I won't get into science here, but what I'm talking about. Their bodies are so overstressed that even if they're doing all the other things correctly, showing up for their workouts, following their nutrition, drinking all the water, they're doing all these things, but they're not seeing any results, or at least they're not seeing them at the rate at which they prefer to see them.
Exactly. And that's so true in many respects, especially with people who are dealing with stress in the workplace, stress with potentially, family, with relationships and children, and just environmental stresses, which are out there, and people are not really cognizant about that. So, and I'm sure during your journey, you and Corrie Beth looked at a lot of different options to try to address some of these things. But what made you decide to go with this specific holistic mental wellness platform that focuses on the microbiome and incorporate it into your franchise business model, but also you're including it into your own lifestyle, because it is a lifestyle change. You're making changes to really feed the body temple with science-backed, clinical trials, and plant-based products into your body temple, as I call this, because this is something that we need. We have one to live in, and we need to really cherish it and feed it the right protocols. So how is that, what made you lead to that decision?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. And for us, this is something that we always felt very hesitant about, because in the position that we were in, I think the most important thing is always, can you trust the product, or can you trust the company? And I think those questions got answered for us the very first time we got to meet with, the CEO of the company, with chief science officer, and everybody else. So that question was answered very quickly. Can we trust these people? Yeah, absolutely. No doubt. You just know good people when you know good people. But the bigger question, at least for me, was, how are these products going to work? How does this system integrate into what we're doing? And I think the thing that was most intriguing to me was that this was a cutting edge approach. Not many people, at least when we were first introduced to it, were really talking about the microbiome and the dramatic effect and the cascading effect it could have in all these areas, which for us, if we go back to that list of challenges, of those roadblocks that we were seeing with people, It's like, well, you're telling me that it's going to help with this box and with that one and with that one. And we're going down the line. I'm going, wow, this is really intriguing. And I think what really brought it home though, was that probably the biggest, most significant change I saw was in myself. And I think that's typically how it happens for a lot of people, is you yourself recognize a change. And most people looking at me from the outside would not say that there was anything wrong with me. In fact, there wasn't. I mean, physically, great shape. You know, I stood on bodybuilding stages, competed at the highest level, all done naturally. But at the same time, I'm a person who never got great sleep. As a business owner, under tremendous amount of stress.
Right.
And when I started recognizing that my sleep was improving, that I was actually feeling really better, that I was performing at a higher level, you know, that to me, for somebody who was, again, for all intents and purposes, you know, at least 50%, 75% better than the average, it's like, well, wow, like if this is working this well for me, how could this not work for our clients who I know are struggling to a much greater degree than I am? And this cutting edge approach with looking at the microbiome and the fact that it's actually more powerful than our genetics, which I just talked about yesterday with our group, with our clients, is that this is more powerful than your genetics. If you think you're being held back in terms of fat loss, in terms of your mental resilience, in terms of all these problems, right? These chronic health issues that we have, most of it can be corrected in your gut. And these products, we know, you know, they stand up to anything in terms of their ability to deliver on what they say they do. So for us, that's what made it really an easy choice for us to go down this road and really use this microbiome platform as a means of addressing a lot of the challenges that we've been having with clients early on.
Yeah, that's great. And I agree with you in regards to really being a product of the product. You know, this works at a microscopic level, and people, you know, everybody's going to react differently. But when you actually feel and notice the difference yourself, and then can share it with others, and they experience, because we all experience, our experiences are a little bit different, generally the same, but each of us have our own unique experience, like myself, you know. And it's all about just sharing that information with people, because it is so important. And the science is there, and it's being published in scientific and medical journals. So it's just bringing awareness and being able to direct people to new information that they're not normally going to see in, I'll say, mainstream media. They don't pick up a science book every so often. So it's really important to do that, because mental health is the new, as I say, it's the new physical, mental fitness, I should say, is the new physical health, and mental health is the new and up and coming, it's going to be the next $1 trillion industry. Bottom line is mental health is an issue. It needs to be addressed. We need to talk about it. So with you, what are your recommendations for other fitness trainers or franchise owners or any other health and wellness, you know, professional or entrepreneur out there who are potentially looking at either, you know, like starting a business brand new, or incorporating something into their existing health and wellness business, or even a practice? If you're a medical practitioner, you know, what would be some of your recommendations on that?
First and foremost, I would always tell everyone, do your homework. Do your homework. You know, at the end of the day, this has to align with you. And I'll be honest, I mean, for me, you know, what's always been sexy to me has been that physical development, the strength training, you know, eating for fat loss, all of those things. And so when you introduce microbiome, or as my wife likes to talk about it, she loves to talk about poop, right?
Hey,
I'm like, that's
hashtag poop matters.
Yeah, it's true.
It does.
And the thing is that, you know, it's not necessarily a very compelling topic for many fitness professionals, specifically because we tend to look at more of the the aesthetic stuff. We like to look at the stuff that's on the outside and the easy stuff that you could touch, that you could experience, that you can see the result, right? I mean, you were saying so much of this works on a microscopic level.
Right.
If you're not feeling and experiencing it, if you're not taking a product and all of a sudden feeling the energy buzz from it, like, no big deal. But if you do your homework and really start to examine the deeper impact of this and how it relates to all of these things that you actually are interested in, because again, my interest does and has not changed. It lies in strength and muscle development, fat loss, aesthetics. Like, I am that guy, and I'll be the first to tell everybody, for me, health takes a backseat to that. But because I care about those other things and will focus so hard on them, including doing the little things like correcting my gut, the health stuff comes right alongside with it. So I'm not dismissing it.
Right.
But what I'm saying is you have to see how to connect the dots. And I think that was the benefit for us, especially speaking with the chief science officer, Dr. Sean, being an athlete and being able to connect those dots for us and saying, yeah, I understand. You're focused on fat loss, right? You want that aesthetic look. Here's how this relates. Oh, you want to see greater strength gains in the gym. You want to have better conditioning. Here's how this relates to it. And then, it's not like you're just popping some, multivitamin, right? Where you're wondering if it works. It's like, this stuff works, and it heightens the effect of all the other things that you're focused on. So, long-winded way of me saying, do your homework, see how it will line up with what it is that you're doing. And, again, we've talked about physical fitness, we've talked about mental fitness, and that's what's so incredible about this category related to the microbiome, is that the impact is so far reaching. And that's what we've seen in our business, that so much of this goes well beyond clients who've just come in to see this transformation in their body. They're seeing it in their life, in their attitude, their mood, and in effect, their families.
Yeah, so true. And this it's another tool for your toolbox. You're laser focused on your performance, but then here's some other tools that can add on top of that and enhance it. And that's what it's really all about. It's using different modalities, because really health and wellness is a combination of the right supplementation, because unfortunately we have to do supplementation because of our farmlands today are so depleted of its nutrients. And then it's nutrition, it's exercise and stress management. So little bits and pieces of those different modalities really add and complement the entire aspect of good health and wellness. So that's a great definition, description that you shared from your own personal experience. So I really thank you for that. So that kind of brings us to the end of the interview, and so many other practitioners, health and wellness. And I'm talking about naturopaths and pharmacists and pediatricians, chiropractors, health and fitness coaches, just like yourself, functional medicine, mental health counselors, and so many others in this industry are incorporating this platform into their existing business model. And everyone that I've talked to have really stated this has been the missing link to their business, because gut health is where it's really at. And if you are one of those entrepreneurs who are open to getting information, just get some information, reach out to me and let me know. And I'd be really humbled to share that with you. And with that, I want to thank Michael again for sharing your thoughts, your wisdom. And again, send tons and tons of congratulations on your business model and the success that you guys are having, you, Corrie Beth, and your colleagues, your business owners, as well as your clients that you're helping so much with in regards to educating them and getting them into improved mental and physical wellness. And so with that, we are leading the holistic mental wellness revolution. It is a revolution because we need an army of people. And that's why I'm a gladiator, you're a warrior, and we're doing this together to make change. So thanks everybody for joining us, and we'll catch you the next time. Thank you.